Okay, so I've created a graphing program. I'm going to change the name, I guess, for it. So right now it's called TesterGraph, and I've assigned it, but let me change the name. So if I go in and I say edit your activity, it'll be, and this activity is going to be graph of coffee drunk versus hours of sleep. Okay. Alright, so I'll save this. So it's got a different name, but we're going to go in and so let's look at what the student version of this looks like. And so we go over to Safari and we say, alright, let's look at our assignments here, and here's our TesterGraph. This is going to be have a different name, so you saw me update the name. Okay, so we look in. Oh, got to update that too. Okay. So write an equation that creates a line going through all the points. Okay, so when you look at this, you see how we have a constant slope. We go down 2, over 2, down 2, over 2, down 2, over 2. So this is a slope of -1. Okay, and what does it say? So on the x-axis, our input is how many cups of Sterling Cafe coffee did we drink, and then how many hours of sleep did we get. Okay, so we did a little experiment. Now, what we found is we got this exact linear relationship. So for each cup of coffee you drank, you went down 1. So if we try and write an equation, we'll say that y equals what? Y equals -1 times x. Okay, so you see, oh, the slope's right, but what happens, right? Okay, so remember, if we drink 0 cups of coffee, it looks like we got 8 hours of sleep. So we have to do equals -1x plus 8. And that goes through all of our points. Okay, so we've got this linear relationship. So, and what kind of relationship is it? It's negative, right? So as the cups of coffee goes up, the amount of sleep goes down, right? Goes down to 0. Drink 8 cups of our coffee, you won't sleep at all. Now, of course, when you do anything with people, you don't get this straight line relationship like this. But we're just starting off and pretending that's what happened. We go to the next one, we say, well, what kind of relationship is it? So it's a negative correlation. It's a negative relationship. It's very strong, and in fact, it's linear. So we go down linear, okay? It's a straight line. Straight. And it going down, going down, going down. Okay. So more coffee, less sleep, and so it's a constant relationship, right? So it's a constant relationship. I'll make this a little bit bigger. So constant relationship, constant. Okay. 1 more cup of coffee, 1 less hour of sleep. So we see that constant relationship. Okay. What about this one? And so here you see how this is more like what happens in real life. Is that if you do something in the real world, you don't get that exact linear relationship. So the points, you can see they're very far closely to the line, but they're not exactly on the line. And so let's see what happens if we try the same thing. So we say y equals minus x. Oh, but what is our value when we're 0? Oh, 8. So we're going to add 8. Okay, so minus plus 9 isn't right. Plus 8. And you can see how the points are more or less on that line, not exactly on that line. And so we go through and say, well, what kind of correlation is it? So it's not linear. It's just very strong, right? Very close. Points are very close to the line, to that line there that we drew. I'm going to share that with the class. Now let's go to our next slide. Now this is a little bit closer to what happens in real life. So in fact, we had a lot of people, and some had 0, and some had 1 cup of coffee, 2, 3. Not very many drank 4, 5, 6, or 7, right? That's a lot to ask your people to do. And what we want to do is we want to try and draw a line. So what you then say, okay, I'm going to draw a line that goes through this. So let's see if I can change the color of this. Okay, so I'm going to draw an orange line. And so you can see that if you were to try and draw an orange line you say, oh, well, no, that's below most of the lines. And our blue line is above most of the points. Right? And so you say, okay, well, maybe I can do better. Maybe I can do better with the purple line. And so I'm going to go in and I'm going to try and erase these guys, erase what I did. I'm going to try and draw in a purple line. Okay. And so I'm going to go right in between. So when there's multiple points, I'll go between them. And okay, so, and remember, I'm trying to draw this line. So, but it still seems similar. So again, what is our correlation? It's a strong one. It's close to being on the same lines. It's a strong correlation. Okay, close to the line I drew. And so, why are we so obsessed with this? Right? So we're looking for the relationship between the input and the output. In this case, how much less sleep for one more cup of coffee? And, well, so this example may be also not so great, because what we'll discover is that sometimes things are linear for a while. So as you drink more coffee, it goes down. But at some point, you've drunk so much coffee, it's not going to matter, right? You're not going to sleep any less than 0. Okay, and that's all for this one. Okay, so we've finished. So we go back to task, review the assignment, and we mark it as done. Okay, so remember, mark it as done, and in fact here we are, and we go to that. So I've got it in this dummy class here, and I go over and I look, and it's turned in, but remember, nothing is there, right? I can't see anything. So where can I see it? Okay, so I can see it over in Desmos. And I go to my custom activities, and I look at this activity, and I say, oh, has anybody done it? I view the dashboard, and remember, I can look and say, oh, there's my demo student. And look, he drew that line. He answered. He drew the line again. He drew it. Okay, so I can see all the work that the demo student did.